Hey there, science explorers. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of density. What is density, you ask? It's how much stuff is packed into a certain space. Think of a crowded room versus an empty one. The crowded room has more people packed in, right? That's higher density. Now to get technical, just a little, density is calculated by dividing an object's mass by its volume. Mass is how much matter an object has, and volume is the amount of space it takes up. So a small heavy object like a rock is denser than a large light object like a balloon. Remember, it's all about how tightly the matter is packed together. Let's see density in action with some cool examples. Imagine you're pouring oil and water into a glass. What happens? The oil floats on top. That's because oil is less dense than water. It's like trying to fit ping pong balls under a blanket of marbles. The ping pong balls just want to stay on top. Ever wondered why helium balloons float? Helium is much less dense than air. It's like comparing a light feather to a heavy rock. The feather, or in this case, the helium balloon, will float effortlessly upwards. What about rocks and water? Drop a rock into a pond and it sinks right to the bottom. That's because rocks are much denser than water. Think of trying to push a bowling ball through a pool of ping pong balls. The bowling ball, or the rock, will plow right through. Think you've got a handle on density? Let's test your knowledge with a quick quiz. 1. Which is denser, a brick or a loaf of bread of the same size? A, the brick, B, the loaf of bread. C, they have the same density. 2. Why does a boat float on water? A, because it's lighter than the water. B, because its shape spreads its weight, making it less dense than water. C, because it has magical floating powers. 3. What happens when you mix oil and water? A, they blend together completely. B, the oil sinks to the bottom. C, the oil floats on top. 4. Why do hot air balloons rise? A, because hot air is less dense than cold air. B, because the balloon is filled with helium. C, because the balloon has a powerful engine. 5. Which is denser, a pound of feathers or a pound of lead? A, the feathers. B, the lead. C, they have the same density. 6. Why does a balloon filled with air eventually fall to the ground? A, because the air inside the balloon slowly leaks out. B, because air is slightly denser than the rubber of the balloon. C, because gravity gets tired of holding it up. Density is everywhere around us, from the air we breathe to the objects we use every day. Understanding density helps us understand how the world works. Keep your eyes peeled and see if you can spot density in action wherever you go.